Hello guys, we know that this video is like a day or two delayed than when it was supposed to get released, but yeah, nevertheless we have this live. So CAT results are out. What next? What should I be doing? Right? There is a very clear idea that I want to pitch. I want to share with all of you as to what you should be thinking about. Opportunities to not miss out on. Right? If you are super keen on doing an MBA, and let's say you're not from Maharashtra, you're not thinking about counseling and rank and going in. Right? For most B schools in our country, GDPI or GDWATPI, which is group discussion, written ability test, and personal interview, form a significant, crucial, important part of your admission process. Right? Let's say let's assume your usual mark scores were 92, 94, 98 percentile, right? Not 99.5, but in between 92 to 97. Right? So, which means you are way above average than most candidates. Given that something did not really go well on the day of CAT, right? Something did not fall in place, and you ended up scoring, let's say, 85th percentile. And you were super keen on, let's say, applying for MDI, NITI, and a bunch of other schools that will be possible only if you had gotten a 95, 98 percentile, and you know for sure an 85th percentile, you are not getting anywhere, right? Even if that is indeed the case, if you are serious about taking up CAT next year, our strong suggestion will be to apply for a bunch of schools that you can this year and get interviews done and then reject them and go ahead and do prepare for CAT for the next year or GMAT or whatever you wanted to do, especially if you are thinking about doing an MBA in the long run. So remember that. There are some things that I wanted to share with you. Right? So you got to apply for 3-4 colleges that are aspirational. You are sure that very less likely, but maybe I should try and apply for them. And then there is a bunch of colleges that are realistic. So 85th, 88th percentile, IIT Madras will give you a call, or very likely to give you a call. Right? If you are 90, Great Lakes will give you a call. TAPME will give you a call. Goa Institute of Management will give you a call. XIM Bhubaneswar will give you a call, or most likely to give you calls. Right? So what is my percentile, and based on my percentile, what are the schools that are very likely to call me. Those are the realistic ones. And then there are backup schools. Backup schools are the schools that call you, that will definitely call you, because the percentile range required for these schools are lower than what your actual percentile is. Let's say if you have scored a 90th percentile and some school will call people until 80th percentile, right? But apply at least for a bunch of them so that you go through the process, you convert them, and then you can say, no, I'm not going to join this school and join somewhere else, or prepare for CAT next time. The idea being, don't miss out on this opportunity because this is super crucial. Otherwise, it is like learning to ride a cycle from the beginning once again next year, right? So next year, if I know people who got fantastic scores and kind of screwed up their interviews and didn't end up in great colleges, right? Which means if you can have one more year of 3, 4 or 6, 7 interviews in place with 2, 3 mock interviews and everything put together, why should you not take it up? Any which way CAT, you've cracked it, or you've gone to a level where you feel like, okay, I understand what this exam is about. Then the point is, the first half of the CAT preparation you are done with, right? You have a fair idea of what this is about, even though you might not have cracked it at the level at which you expected. The second part is equally important. You shouldn't be going into the GDPI, WAT rounds next year and feel flabbergasted and then, hey, I don't even know what am I doing here. I don't even know why do I want to do an MBA next year. Might as well spend 2 months, figure out all of this, prepare your answers and all of them, and then start preparing for CAT for, let's say, 2022. So this is one part of what I wanted to cover. What are all part of your phase 2? Right? Phase 1 is writing CAT, writing IFT, writing XAT. Phase 2 is the personal interview, written ability test part of it. Right? So what are the different parts of it? Right? SOP is a very crucial part. Bunch of your applications will want you to write an SOP. For example, I think FMS will want you an SOP upfront. IIT Madras will want an SOP. So SOP is statement of purpose. Right? SOP is about how you pitch your case so that they can read that paragraph and understand why do you want to do what you want to do. So that is the idea underlying SOP. So remember that. The next idea that we'll discuss is WAT and group discussion. Check out the link in the description. There's going to be a link where you can go and download a free PDF. It has about 50 crucial, important, relevant topics for this year's WAT and GD. WAT is written ability test, GD is group discussion. GD is kind of being phased out by most colleges, or at least all the top IIMs have taken out GD from their process, but they have introduced WAT, which is the written ability test. Again, some schools, if it is online, there is no WAT, there is some GD, all of that happens, so might as well prepare for both. The underlying preparation consists of two parts. In GD, it is more speaking, how do I come back, how do I make my point, all of that. In WAT, how do I structure my thoughts and all of that. So these are two important parts for WAT and GD. There is one common part of knowledge that is required for WAT and GD, which is GK and current affairs. So definitely head out to that link in the description, download that PDF and start learning. Right? Also follow us on YouTube. Hit the bell icon, click on the subscribe button. We are going to post a bunch of current affair videos as well, right? So deep dive is a series that we did last year and the year before. This year also we want to do that. So GK and current affairs, if you follow us on Instagram and YouTube or on Telegram, you will get to know, we post almost on an everyday basis on current affairs and GK and everything. So you should take value from that. So WAT and GD involves GK and current affairs, and GK and current affairs is also part of your personal interview training. So all of these four also is a crucial part of your personal interview. So once GK and current affairs is done, your HR questions are super important. So you have your tell me about yourself, why do you want to do an MBA, strengths and weaknesses, situational analysis, all of that. So all of them come under HR questions. So you got to be prepared for HR questions. Don't go into your interview room without having prepared for all of these. And then there are UG and WorkX based questions. So some schools like NITI will want to test you on your undergraduation, especially engineering, because they take in only engineers. Even let's say if you have 5 years of WorkX, they will still want to test you, or most cases they will want to test you. Some schools or most schools will want you to test you only on WorkX if you have a lot of WorkX, and test you on UG and HR questions and current affairs and GK if you are a fresher. So that is a distinction. There is no clear distinction in some ways, because you can be a person with 4 years of WorkX and get asked all GK and current affair questions for 7 minutes and then be thrown out of the room. It is still completely all right. The one thing that we don't know about the interview process is that if my profile is like this, how exactly is going to be my interview, that we don't know. It is random. What do you mean by random? They want to check a bunch of things, and they can do that by posting questions to you on GK or current affairs or about yourself or about your UG or about your work experience. So all of these are super important, super crucial for the phase 2. So if you are not serious about the schools that you are going to apply for this year, let's say you're saying, I'm very sure I want to write CAT next year. I know a bunch of people who are going to, as in the moment results are out, you are going to think that, hey, this year is not my cup of tea. I'm going to write CAT next year any which way. If that is indeed the case, you don't want to spend money, you don't want to go to a coaching and prepare for your GDPI rounds, right? Take note of this, maybe take a screenshot of this and go through all of these. These are super critical, super vital, right? So GDPI and WAT training with 2IIM, if you are serious about this year's admission process, then you should definitely check out what we have to offer. We'll offer hand-holding mentorship, one-to-one, you can speak to us. We'll also offer college-specific, program-specific mock interviews. We'll also offer to correct your WAT essays and SOPs. We also offer a full-day workshop on 26th of Jan, likely coming up, where we will teach you on WAT, how to write a written ability test, how to write an SOP, how do you participate in a group discussion, we will also conduct 1 or 2 mock interviews in front of others if you like to, and all of that. So full day packed with loads of information that will be super essential, super useful for your GDPI WAT preparation. It's available. Please check it out. If you are someone who's not serious about this year's admission but just want to take it up as an experience, like I had mentioned, go through all of these, learn all of these, and free resources are available on our YouTube channel, on the Instagram posts, and through the PDF that you can download from the link. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, so that you will get all our free resources that are available. You can also get a hold of your current affairs, GK, all of that we have to share. So make the most out of it. All the best for your phase 2 of this CAT preparation. So not CAT preparation anymore, but GDPI preparation. Cheers, guys. Best wishes.